Alright now, a 1 and a 2 and... Oh, never mind. I was going to do the whole air guitar gag for this one, but I can't let this go. How do you even pronounce that? Grojband. Grojband. Oh, it says Grojband. I get it. Greetings, world of the internet. I am the great Matthew Squeak, and welcome to Squirrel Talk Review. We're having a look at something from Canada today. Grojband, as I now understand how to pronounce it. It is a show of shorts, revolving around the adventures of a group of kids trying to make their mark as a band. And since one short is too short to go on, we're going to have the first ever Squirrel Talk Review double feature, where we get to sit through not one, but 2 episodes. So sit back and let's have a look at the zany world of Grojband. I would tell it to stop so I could try and hear what he's singing, but I can't bring myself to do it. The opening is great. It may be short, very short, and it is trying to cram all the important information out as quickly as possible, but it does so with a great beat and singer. A definite opening I wouldn't mind hearing again and again. Our first part opens as...
Just in, Statue Steve is a fraud! The man we thought was a performer pretending to be a statue is a real statue!
You couldn't tell that was a statue? That must be a growing epidemic. What's next? Could someone please tickle under her arm to make sure she's indeed a statue? We finally meet our young band with lead guitarist and vocal Corey coming up with another brilliant way to get famous.
Sure is. Statue Steve had the best outdoor performance spot in town, and now that spot is up for grabs. Wicked cool transition!
What was that?
Wicked cool transition!
It amuses me. Why do I not have such an interesting method of transitions? Acorn-like transition! That was much better. They move into the spot, and we meet these 2 characters.
Nick digs art for art's sake, and he really needs his model to stay still.
Model?
Speaking in third person. Good sign of intelligence. This is Trina, sister of Corey, and...
Nick...
love interest of Trina, sister of Corey.
Countdown to diary launch has begun.
You mind defining what a diary launch is?
Anyone else feel the cold, silent stare of impending doom?
Ah!
Phew.
Hey! That was the same effect I was about to use. How dare you use the same effect?
It's just a creepy mime.
I don't know what that means.
As it turns out, the creepy mimes want the spot just as badly as our heroes. And they're willing to fight dirty to get it.
Oh, look, now he's making toast. Ooh, and he can read the paper.
Or whatever this is.
Toast is burning.
Weird. How can I smell that?
Oh no, they've got Ken.
How? The rope is fake!
Well, it worked, whatever it was. So the plan is to hold them off one by one and take the spot. Kind of low on the diabolical scale.
What just happened?
Legend has it, if a mime can make you believe in him, then mimery becomes... real!
Like we're going to believe anything with a guy with a sausage on his head is saying. Ah! That is... all kinds of disturbing.
We'll have to put him out of his misery.
How?
There's only one way.
So the freaky mimes rather quickly convert all but our lead guitarist. Ooh, this show is giving me shivers. Corey hatches his plan, which involves playing music, duh, but it turns out he is lacking lyrics. And Trina, sister of Corey, is the solution. Don't look at me, I'm just as lost as you guys. I'm still stuck on those mimes. Ugh. Ah! If you're going against mimes, I'd recommend with something a little bit more firepower. So whatever the plan is, Corey is off, but not before leaving a little insurance.
Aha!
it's some sort of invisible box. Hey, took him long enough.
Wouldn't that technically cause Corey to become a mime? That's what happened to the others. I don't know how this works. It's not like these mimes explain anything in detail. Speak up! Ah! So we're back to these two. And this happens.
Valerie is no sellout.
Because Corey wanted to buy the painting, never said this guy was intelligent, and... Is it too late to go side with the mimes? What is that? Is she saying somebody about that? If it's a common occurrence, I think she needs a therapist. Or an exorcist or something. Well, after seeing my nightmares for the next week, we find out that this is how Corey goes about getting his lyrics for his songs. This was indeed the diary launch we were waiting on. There's definitely got to be a better way. Better than that! Ugh! But the mime snuck in through the windows and made off with the instruments. So there's only one solution left. Air guitar battle!
Quiet! There's no gag on you girls and boys. Quiet! Quiet!
The song is fair, seeing how it's made more for comedic purposes of an actual song. It does have a good beat, and the kids certainly can sing, which turns into a mime battle! I am in an invisible box. It is invisible. I am doing a mime! With the mime disease cured, the lead mime grits his teeth as he storms off into the trees.
Does he have a treehouse in there?
And after that epic battle, they pretty much give up the spot. You went through all that trouble and you just leave?
What was that about? Did we miss something when we were mimes?
Guys, we all miss something when we keep quiet. Our own voice.
Where's that light coming from? That happen every time you try and make a speech? Corey gives a little speech about morals or something, and...
Thanks for coming out, everyone!
You should not be so formal with me, musician! And that is the end of part 1. Initial thoughts? It was fairly fun. It had a lot of good, funny jokes. Music wasn't bad. The mimes were as creepy as they should be, and... not sure what this is supposed to be. But let's not count our singing chickens before they hatch. And after a short intermission, we'll be up for round 2. I'm getting popcorns. Much better. Intermission over. Part 1 was rather funny, so let's jump right into part 2. Confusion. But, I just got that. Right this second, I just understood that one. Confusion. Ha! This show is hilarious.
Hey, folks, have you ever wanted to fuse a waffle with a bunch of fish eggs?
No!
Well, now you can.
Wow!
Fuse This Fusion restaurant opens tonight, featuring magic or science-powered fusion fusers that can literally fuse 2 foods into one.
I don't think your idea is very sound.
I don't get mashups. Some things just don't belong together, like cats and dishwashers.
I'm with the girl. That is a girl, right?
Mashup? Enemies? Hit? That gives me an idea! Grojband needs a mashup! Let's open the garage door and see if anything gets dramatically revealed.
Just because you want something to get dramatically revealed doesn't mean...
Gasp! Mashup, anyone? The Newbies!
Why not? In the wacky world of mime disease, anything is possible. And this show needs rivals that are very similar to our main characters.
Valerie.
Nick was the first person to mash up the high five with the fist bump to create the bump.
Thumps up, Peaceville. Who's first?
Isn't that just a fist bump in the air?
You have lettuce? Boring. I hate you, lettuce. Make lettuce shaking hands with candy bar.
Nope, still doesn't sound appetizing.
You waste my time, coconut. I command you. Join with turkey dinner.
Still doesn't sound appetizing. Is the gag that this isn't supposed to be a good idea? We already know that. would make more sense if we saw fusions like strawberries and waffles, or acorns and pasta, things that actually sound good, and then have some loon wanting to fuse nonsensical things. Back to what I think is the plot.
Our mashups are legend, but have you ever mashed up two enemy bands? You can mash up our hate into a song everyone loves.
Is that the same guy just trying to sound feminine? Certainly sounds like it. I know you wanted to make the rivals similar and all, but using the same people is pushing things into the laziness realm.
The Newmans featuring Grojband. You mean Grojband featuring the Newmans?
This could be funny, but they sound too much the same and it is distracting me. So long story short, Trina employs her latest selfish plan to get with the
hunky Nick Mallory.
And long story short...
We're DJ Fusion's sickest mashup ever!
What is with people wanting to make freaky hybrids these days? You thought the pony-human hybrids were scary? Yeah, nothing compared to these things.
Deal. You are DJ Fusion's masterpiece.
No, it's not. Trina continues to be the biggest jerk in the universe. We switch to Corey arguing with himself.
Where do you get your inspiration from? Books, mostly. Books are cool.
In another time, this could be funny, but they just don't look right. It's disturbing. I can't find anything they're saying funny. The other abominations continue to bond or whatever it is they're doing.
So, Larry, do you ever always tell Carrie her ideas won't work, but she never listens and you nearly get killed or burn down the town, but she never says you were right?
Yeah, what is up with that?
I could find it kind of sweet or touching if they didn't look like that. They hatched their plan to get Trina to, well, do that again.
If breakfast every morning has taught me one thing, it's that Trina's allergic to bread crusts. And she's trying to fuse hands with Nick Mallory. All we have to do is give Nick a crusty quality, and then she'll be allergic to her own love.
Which is a very stretching plan. Was this really thought out? Did the writers just sort of give up halfway through? Can't blame them. The plan goes into more creepy fusions. This is scarier than the mimes, and it's scarier than the abominations. Yes, I'd rather watch these abominations move around more than this. And the song that we've been building up.
1 + 1 us 2, together it's true.
Pretty much sucks. It's hard to pinpoint one thing that is wrong with it. Which is worse, watching these abominations move and sing, or watching scenes of vomit? Neither are pleasant. Which is worse, listening to the cast trying to sing as their gender opposites, or Corey pretty much singing about vomit? This song is pretty much as bad as the concept of this episode. As you might expect, it doesn't sit well with the audience.
Fusion, any thoughts after creating 4 horrible monsters?
DJ Fusion regrets only one thing.
Opening a restaurant.
You should count making this episode as one of your regrets. Corey gives his speech, and finally, the abominations vanish from view. But not from our nightmares. And that was our double feature of Grojband. What's the verdict? Well, Mime Disease turned out to be very entertaining, while Confusion was extremely not so. The music was pretty good, the animation is fine. This is a show that isn't supposed to make the most sense. It's a generally stupid show. But just because it's a stupid show doesn't mean it wasn't funny. But the second half was so far off from being entertaining, you just have to wonder what they were thinking when they made this. So with the score pretty much tied, I now decide that this is a show worth checking out. I'll admit it, that I have watched other episodes that do swing the vote. They are generally entertaining. I do like these characters, the music is fun, and occasionally the show is kind of adorable. Maybe someday we'll come back for an encore double feature, but till then, I am the Great Matthew Squeak, and this is Squirrel Talk Review. I thank my loyal subjects for watching. You are now free to like and subscribe under your own free will, and if you are feeling especially generous, you may donate to my Patreon.